I see you gather before me.
Aloha to everyone. We're back at Witcher 3. Unfortunately, the next gen update is kind of a buggy. Not only for me and my poor CPU and graphics, but for a lot of people. And meanwhile, since I read what will be included, there is a mod called full rebalanced combat, and it was made by one of the software developers from The Witcher 3, and this patch, while the looks of it, definitely changes the combat system and the AI of enemies, and it is said that the difficulties would be brutal, by the way. So before we go, I really would like to see the skill systems, because this will be very important for our eventual builds, because there are changes, and I'm still wondering about what build shall I go, and that kind of a difficulty level we would be very punishing. That would be interesting. I changed the options, the graphics, so they will be fine. Most of them are on ultra settings, not buggy. I spend a lot of hours downgrading or trying to start the original game, but unfortunately there are issues. I hope that this CD Projekt Red will fix them. Now, let's see the changes. Oh, the changes, as you can see, first, here we have only 3 skill levels, so they're not 5, and the increase is, as it looks, by 10%, or maybe by 5 after each of them. By the way, excuse me if I'm coughing, I'm having a flu. 2 weeks. Deflect arrows, oh, only two skills, that's interesting. Lightning reflexes, time slowed by an additional 50%. So the idea of the creator was that we shall make a more agile system. That's why here you see a little investment of the skills, and he made little tweaks to all of them, as we can see now, by this 10% and so on and so on. So what we have here, learning points loss, so by a total of 100 again, but not investing 5 skills. Here what we have, increase the critical hit by 4%, and then we should see how much. What else we have here? Only, yeah, this fleet-footed is kind of a ridiculous skill. It was, because basically you are almost able to dodge everything. This skill is eventually for enemies that make special attacks with a lot of area of effect damage, such as elementals. Now, Cold Blood, I didn't like this. So Undying is an important one, especially on that marsh. Remember that once I died from witches, and then for the first time in my life I was using Undying, and my Geralt didn't die. Razor Focus, that's so cool skill. It's wonderful that it's buffed as well. Counter attack, yeah, it remains 3 levels. Nice one, although you shall use it only against humans. And wow, the critical hit chance by 20% at level 1. Definitely it looks like you will really quickly gain those levels if you come into combat, which kind of messes the things, because usually early on you are quite weak unless you go for the science, and or as I like to start with the alchemy and then make a combat or a sign build. Now let's continue with the combat. What we have here, the Wuro, 3 skills, Yeah, the crippling strike, I didn't like it. The thunder armor, very good one. Who knows with what percentages, we're gonna see after a little bit. So the deadly precision and the flood of anger. Alright, now, oh, this I think it was for, yeah, critical hits dude. Special abilities, kind of a tricky one for a interesting skill. Now what we have here? Alright, it's the same art. Now the melt armor is only 2 skills, not 5. Sustained glyphs. Although look at this, the alternative charges are 7. Exploding shot I have never used this skill. Delusion, alright, the 3 delusion, the art sweep. Now this is cool because it is a 10% art intensity. And what I like about that software developer is that he changes the shockwave and the Eden, because I read it, and now you can see that, although here it doesn't show, but he scales the damages of those signs, thus making a sign build which may be viable lately. We're gonna see, because I really like the mage witcher, because the combat is more interesting and we're using more skills. Pyromaniac. Now again the intensity is increased by 10%. Yeah, it's 5% more than the original 5 skill investment with 5% intensity. Alright. What about this one? Alright, it's again 3 skills. He didn't change this. My favorite build with the magic trap, with the entanglement rune word. You may see it in my previous Witcher 3 gameplay. Now here he changed the heightened tolerance, so it won't be able. So his logic was quite good, by the way. His idea is, as you can see, so you cannot be able to actually make 100% toxic free, and the idea is that you're gonna lose a lot of health. But you have to risk it, and you have to decide when to use potions and decoction. And he removed that ability to have 3 decoctions without penalty, as you can see. So this will be very tough for my lovely alchemist build, by the way. Now steady aim, yeah. Now acquired tolerance, and he kind of you can see every known maximum toxicity. Yeah, he decreased the ability for gaining a lot of toxicity. Now you can see here how I think he doesn't change this. Yeah, it is the same things here. Right? Yeah, the piercing art. I mean, I'm really wondering, shall we make a wizard Geralt with the piercing art? That would be awesome, by the way. Interesting build. Again with the griffin, but we're gonna be again with the griffin, so it's kind of I don't know. I'll see whether I shall go to that path. Now frenzy is really cool. I have never seen, I don't know, people using frenzy, but frenzy is so cool, especially early on. You saw with that counter-attack, the slowing of time, and with the Ilden, it's wonderful. Refreshment, ooh, nice. We have only 3 skill in the refreshment, and that's wonderful, because now, yes, we're gonna, in the 3 skills, we're gonna have 5% more by the looks of it, but we'll be penalized by using, you know, a lot of potions, so you have to be careful not going above the 80% of toxicity. Now the protective coating, I really like this, but why only 5%? 10%? Oh my goodness, he definitely nerfed this. That's bad. Especially by the fact that this guy upgrades the battling of the monster, so they will be clever, and we have to be even more precise. So we will have less protection now, not 25 but 15. Interesting. Now all bombs, alright, now deal, alright, that's not interesting. Issue transmutation, maximum vitality for decoction failure, alright. Now endure pain, increase maximum vitality by 10% when toxicity exceeds the safe threshold. Now finally we may use endure pain even when we have the heightened tolerance. So maybe I will invest in this because we will have eventually a plus 30% health that will drastically, decrease, but at the same time we have the fast metabolism. That's wonderful because, let us see, yeah, it will have a 30%. So the fast metabolism, although he kind of nerfed this, only again 3 skills, so the toxicity will drop not 5 points per second but 3 points. But it will be interesting. So finally this skill makes sense when the heightened tolerance cannot get 100%. Now increase bonus for mutagen plates by 17%. That's interesting. It's usually 10%. I think it was with the 5 with the 5 skills invested. So that's wonderful. Now efficiency, that's bad because we will have only plus 3 bombs, not more. Delayed recovery. The potion toxicity falls to... Wow, that's interesting. But it's about potion toxicity. It's not about the whole toxicity. That's the bad thing. And side effects: in buying a potion gives of activating the effects of another enemy without additional toxicity cost. Now this is an interesting one because I haven't used it, but now it makes sense. Potion duration and bomb damage. You can see how now he changes even the passive skills. Not only the potion duration is increased, but the bomb damage as well. This is an interesting one. And cluster bombs, there's only 3 skills again. I have never used, although I really would like to use this cluster bombs thing. Now the tricky part is, did he finally manages to fix that hunter instinct? I think it is, because I really would like to use for my alchemist builds. I always wanted to use this skill, but unfortunately if you read online you see that Secret Project actually messed up with this skill and it doesn't work. It works only on the first skill that increases by 20%, but it does making the alchemist pure alchemist build quite weak, because yes, it can compensate with this critical hit chance. That's my lovely... Oh come on man, he nerfed this as well. Now that will be even more interesting, because now we will have only 30% increasing of critical hit chance after each opponent is killed. It's not a 50%, so we should not kill 2 opponents to have every of our hit be critical. We need to eliminate at least 3. Now the good thing is that Hunter Instinct is finally working. So at level 3, when adrenaline points are at their maximum, now this is the tricky part. We need to have adrenaline points at their maximum, and if we are building only a solo alchemist, it would be tough and impossible, because the adrenaline points, as you can see, are the passive gaining of all of these skills. So we will again go for usually, the best approach, being a fighter and being an alchemist, and I kind of like being a mage as well. What we have here, extend the duration of all mutagen decoction. That doesn't make sense. So when adrenaline points are at their maximum, critical hit damage against all target enemies increased by 100%. So if I'm going for let's say Ursin heavy armor, although he nerfs, by the way, all of the stats of our Ursin and so on, if we go back and see the armor, you see that now the Griffin has less resistance to everything. You can see this. That's wonderful as well. That will make the game even more harder. Nice one. Now, this means that Ursin is not so powerful, by the way, but Let me just go back here. The good thing about the Griffin is that, you know, we have the damage reduction by 20% when we are in the Eden. That's why I really like the Griffin armor. It's just cool with that bonuses, man. And the stamina recovery. Wow, speaking of stamina recovery, did he fix this or not? It seems that 2 stamina recovery. We're gonna see really soon with this, because this is very important to know. Now let's come back here. Let's see what we have here. All right. Instinct. Now the cat's cool. With critical hit damage and fast attack damage. That is something that I showed you, I think, in the previous walkthrough. The Griffin school techniques usually the easiest approach with the sign intensity by 5 and the stamina regeneration, especially because it was by the way a mistake from the developers because of the C3 project, because they actually flat out that 5%, so it is not a 5%. Let me see if he fixed this. Wow, you're gonna be joking, man. Wow. It doesn't work, by the way. Oh, let me see the intensity. Not here. Excuse me. Now the sign intensity 150%. Oh, so the sign intensity is working, and it's working only at 20% because we have a four parts. But the question is why? Stamina now it's fine. Now it is, yeah, actually it's working. So 12, maybe because it was a kind of a bug before the preset. Let me see now. So 12, I get a boost of 20. Alright, it's fine. I mean, it's the same thing. He doesn't change this, which is, from one point of view, it's good because we'll be able to cast signs more often, because that's the idea of the caster Geralt. Now, that's wonderful. Now the next one, this is the ordinary maximum vitality, strong attack damage, steady shot, rage management, using adrenaline points. I really like this. You know, focus. Metabolic control. Now this will be important as well. I really like this skill because these 30 points can affect that 80% toxicity. Now that's interesting one. The metabolism boost. That will decrease the toxicity cost. Now this skill makes sense to be used by an alchemist. Battle Frenzy. I love this skill early on, especially if you're not going for that heavy investment for the killing spree, because it requires, you know, 32 skill points in the previous version of the game. So early on this is just insane, and maybe I will continue with this because you need that critical hit chance early on. And the attack is the best defense. That's my favorite as well, because we accumulate early on a lot of adrenaline points, and since we will use adrenaline points for you know, we just come here. Since we're gonna use adrenaline points when we cast signs, it's wonderful to have, you know, other means of generating more and more adrenaline points, especially if you're not going for the Ursine build. Now, but if you're going for Ursine, your stamina will be recovering at less seconds, and you will definitely use a lot of adrenaline points for casting spells. That's why this skill is so important. This one will become here. And where was the... yeah, here it is. What else we've got? Bomb damage is tripled. Wow, but the number of bombs is decreased by half. That's bad. You ignore bomb and special bomb effects. And that's it. Now, let's see. I'm particularly interested in that magic trap, how much damage it will do. Now at this, let me see, far damage, so short damage, yeah, we're not in combat and we're not heavily side viewed, but interesting. So if it doesn't increase, by the way, it's interesting because this doesn't increase the sign intensity. Yeah, the mutagen will, however. Oh, let's pick up one attribute mutagen with 40%. See? Yeah, the damage is kind of ridiculous, but it's understandable for now. Oh. What else here? Let me see. Let's hit radius. Now the Irden sign intensity. Come here. The art. Let's see the art damage. Oh, it still doesn't show up, by the way. Opponents. Yeah, it's only about... oh. Increase sign intensity of the art. Current damage. Wow. Wow, 10%, and current damage is 11% of the enemy. So that's nice. Yeah, it looks like it doesn't show up here, but it would be cool for my... yeah, actually increasing this doesn't make sense unless for the staggering effect. Let me see. Yeah, we have 115, so you know it's kind of a pointless to go above. Although it was mentioned that, yeah, that the enemies, by the way, while they level up, they will have a resistance to your skills. So maybe if we are above 100, we will lower their resistance. It would be interesting to experiment on this one as well. So what we have here? Less per second. So it would be interesting whether this will work. So what else? What else? What else? Oh, we need this one as well. All right, the green one, the acquired tolerance, and for now the heightened tolerance. Oh, auto attack is the best defense. Since we're now with the Griffin set and with all the perks of the Griffin set. Oh, let me see here, by the way. So it's understandable. Oh, 20%. About here. So hit chance by 12%, which is slightly more, although the critical hit damage is less. It's not good. And here we have the rend. Hit changed by 40%. Defense increase hit change. Alright. Wow, the critical hit changed by 60%. That is cool. Let's see this one. Laser focus. Alright, so before we go and just test them, like power. Let me see, it's interesting the damage calculation. So we have, say, 700, 968. So by 30%, yeah, we may say that it is, maybe it is based on, yeah, it is based on the silver sword as usually. So that is 150, right? So it depends on that one. See the crafting. Steel sword, silver swords. Feline. Grandmaster Feline. Grandmaster Griffin. And did I have the Grandmaster? No, I definitely haven't found the Ursine, but I have this one. Chains. It's basically the same thing. The armors. But he didn't change this. He changed only the sets. And he changes the effects of the wolf set, which is wonderful. Finally, finally meaningful effects, bonus effects. Which piece of the set? That's interesting. Interesting build, by the way. Here, what we've got. Still crafted. Yeah, it's only a slightly more. Well, although the Grandmaster will have more. Tuzant Knights. Interesting heavy armor. But no damage reduction against monsters. Grandmaster Griffin. Alright. Right here. Let us try to find. Wow, you can see even now our toxicity is above. Yeah. The toxicity is 71%, so we are losing health. Although we shouldn't fight with them. Because now, yeah, we have lost actually from the start of the when I just clicked before setting that height and tolerance. So it looks like, now it's interesting. So we can, in theory, have 3 decoctions. Did I have a 3 decoctions? Yeah, I do have here the hidden water hack and algo, and it's fine. The toxicity is fine, so it is possible, as you can see, by going for, let me see, yeah, so it is possible. That's wonderful for the late game, but every potion that I would use go beyond the 80%. That would be interesting. Now, first, as you can see here, I'm not using. Alright, let me bring a couple of mutagens here and hopefully find some monsters, because now I have the, you saw that I beat the game and it is very difficult to find monsters. By the way, as you can, if you were vigilant enough, you have seen that I haven't played from 26th of June of the previous year, although on the 13th of December, just before the next game patch, excuse me, I wanted to come here and just play the game. Max. And just wanted to see my combat, but it is ridiculous. My skills have been you see the damage. Alright, the core. I want them to hit me. So let us. Whoa. Why they hit us so? Maybe because I haven't. Maybe because I don't know. That's strange. It's really strange. Either I shall begin. Yeah, look at that. Damage is so low. Yeah. It's very, very low. Now I noticed how by playing Diablo with that C button I click it a lot, which is ridiculous. And then I just remove my sword, which is, oh man, I have to, no, not relying on that C button, because it's ridiculous. Oh, by the way, let's see art. Ah, so wow, monster died. So maybe because that's strange, by the way. Why the difficulty is so? I'll see, by the way, if the difficulty is again the dead mountain. When we start in the beginning, it shall be more punishing. By the way, speaking of this, why not do it right now? And then in the next video I will actually again start from in the beginning. Oh man, excuse me. I actually quit on the game. Yeah. So alright. say a fresh start. Dead Marsh. Show tutorials? No, thank you. Simulate Witcher to save? No. So in the next video we will start again and with all of the cinematics, so we're gonna enjoy them. Interesting. Oh yes, I can skip it, alright. We won't, of course, skip it. Next time, use the Witcher's senses. Find. Well, yeah, we won't talk to Ian. There's lovely Cameron.
Old witchers.
We're going just for the first fight with the goose, and then I will stop the video. I will leave the goose attack me.
She's tackling
And see what will happen.
young damn.
Don't get mad at
Why the hell not?
you like that.
Killing monster. I'll see you.
Alright.
You
Maybe.
think though in your
Well.
I'm better not. Come on.
Oh, come on. Skip the tutorial.
Not this.
Anything to
I'm very
young blood.
by. But you were.
So you did the reading.
Never pounce on an advantage as soon as it.
Well, fine.
Again.
Stop groaning. What do you think?
Skip tutorial.
Let's skip straight to free trade.
Yeah, that moment with the
Whoa! You really
with the
showed
wild
him,
gun.
kid.
Siri, get down here.
A little she-devil. As soon as she's back, we'll set her to polishing all the swords at Kaer Morhen.
Find that helmet. Siri? I'll make sure to find every last blade for you. What the?
No!
That sad song. White Orchard. Rips your heart. Horns it, actually, not rips it, but Timeria, Road to Vizima, May 1272.
You all right?
Man, how can CD
About?
Projekt Red messes up with the graphics and
Take forever
everything?
to explain.
So many hours trying to
Gone some way off.
start
We've
the
got
next
time.
gen, and look at this. The before version of this is just so cool.
I'd rather not talk about it.
Gotcha.
So, Time to hit the road.
It's so strange, usually I always pick up
Wait.
the first choice.
Show
But
me the
now,
letter from
since
Yennefer.
we want
Might
this
overlook some
fight.
hint in there.
Didn't overlook anything.
Stop talking.
You were gonna read it.
We must. What's this postscript?
That's private. Very private.
Aha, I understand. At least I think I do. Maybe not entirely, but perhaps that's for the best.
Back on topic. How's it look? How far behind Yennefer are we?
2 or 3 days. Trail's fresh, but it looks like it leads towards the main road. Could be muddled there.
Papa, where's me?
Wait, hear that?
Oh,
I smell it.
now let's see.
Ghouls.
Let them attack us. Alright, so it's kind of strange. I mean, they were more punishing. And not only this, very, very strange. But look at the AI. Man, they are very smart.
Come on.
They are smart, by the way. Definitely more smart.
This pass, necrophages follow. Let's go before any more show up.
Huh. Interesting, interesting. So they fight.
Bird skull in black crystal. Why do I think this is Yen's?
Oh, it would be interesting. Huh. Would be interesting. But thank you all for watching. In the next video, I'll start the game from the beginning. And we're gonna enjoy this pretty much, by the way. This guy even changed the way the food is actually, you know, rejuvenating you. You can see it with less regeneration but more time. Thus, as the software developer said, you shall use potions to kill Geralt, not the chickens. Alright, see you soon, ladies and gentlemen. It would be wonderful playing this game again. With clever enemies.